Okay, here's a quick introduction to three-dimensional assessments for our June makeup. To begin with, we want to talk a little bit about this book that is available online. You can download it as a PDF. It's called Developing Assessments for the Next Generation Science Standards and is information based on research conducted by the National Research Council about the next generation science standards and what assessments needed to look like. And the conclusion of the report said the following things: that classroom assessments needed to be three-dimensional, and that the assessments need to show where students are on the learning continuum. So to talk about those two things, first, you can see three-dimensional means that the assessments are looking at and showing us evidence of what students can do with practices, cross-cutting concepts, and core ideas. And that they need to show where the students are on the learning continuum, meaning that we have an understanding as teachers where mastery is, and that we can explain to students where they're at on that learning continuum and what they would need to do to be able to meet mastery. And then number 3, that students need multiple and varied assessment opportunities to demonstrate their competencies of the performance expectations for a given grade level or course, and that all standards for a given course or grade level can't be assessed on a single assessment. So to summarize, our students need to have multiple opportunities, and we need multiple pieces of evidence to really understand where they're at in comparison to the performance expectations for our standard at the grade level that the student should be performing at, and that it's very difficult to do that in a single assessment. And that finally, the report's conclusion showed that assessment should require students to transfer their understanding to a new context rather than just asking students to recite what they have learned. So with that brief introduction, we're going to look at a 1D versus 3D assessment. This image is also in the Canvas assignment page that goes along with this video. So if you want to look at it there, you can. But this is a model which includes a diagram of the oceanic plates, the oceanic crust, and the mantle and magma on the surface or the ocean floor. And this is a question that we would consider a one-dimensional question, meaning that it is only measuring content knowledge, not skills and practices. And so this is be an example that you might see on an assessment that you or teachers have given before. So if you need to, pause here and kind of take a look at this, see if you can answer this question. This is the same diagram with a little bit different methodology in the questions that are being asked. So on this question, the students are going to be doing some drawing and identifying, and then also doing some describing. So complete the model by drawing on the picture to show what is happening in the mantle that causes the plates to move apart. So the students would need to do some drawing there. Then, based on the model they've completed, explain what's happening in the mantle to cause the two plates to move apart. And then on the model, put an X on the places where the oldest rock can be found in the crust, and then describe how the oldest rock got to that location. Okay, based on this example, how is assessing three-dimensional standards such as the new Utah Seed Standards similar to and different from assessing previous versions of standards? So think about these two examples that you've just seen and take a few minutes to answer this question.